Hi friends, today we are going to learn the use effect hook. Why we have to use the use effect hook and how to use the use effect hook we are going to learn today. Before going to learn the use effect hook, like every website, like some to 90% of websites that require some data from the outside world or from the external sources. To reload that external sources, like if you see this Wiki application, if you see observe the Swiggy application when reloading the application, like if you once again reload this swiggy.com, see it is reloading the application data from the from outside world. See this application is coming from the some other like some other backend APIs or some other external sources. We want to reload this data into the our React project. We have to use some hook like use effect hook. When on reload, on first load, we, we have to do such type of things in the use effect hook. We are going to see how to implement the use effect hook in the website. Use effect in the React. First, I'm going to opening my project CD, my React hooks. Open my editor. For the use effect, I'm going to create the one folder called use effect. Use effect. In this, first I'm going to implement using the one title component. For that, I'm going to create title.jsx. Title.jsx. RAFCE. We have already know that we have to install for this one one plugin called ES7 plus React or Redux. React Native. This plugin we have to install for this shortcuts. Once again, if you want RFCE or we can use RFCEC. If you want only normal function means RFCE, or if you want that arrow functions means RAFCE, React arrow functions. If you observe this one, I'm removing this one, the project, remove this one, and I'm reloading the title from the user account to import this one. See, automatically it is imported. This title dot slash components dot slash use effect slash title. It is reloading from the this. If you observe this, if you run this and observe the npm run dev and run development environment, see localhost 5173. If you want to run this application, I'm doing this one localhost 5173. 5173. React with Weed bundler. This title is loading. If you want to increase this one, you can increase input title. Input title. See, it is reloading. We have to do some things like first I'm going to write one input tag in this if I type in the input it should be display in the so I type in the input it should be display in here like in the document dot title. For that and placeholder title dot on change on change set. For this I'm going to write one use state title comma set title use state state of empty. I'm going to take use title, use title of event dot target dot value. You already know, we already know studied that event is coming from the callback function e dot target dot value. We have to write some styles also with not window with some 200 pixel height, some 20 pixel padding, some 10 pixel. If you go to the one second browser, it is not reloading. I think I not imported this one. We have to import must ensure the use state. That's why it is not displaying here. Okay, still loading. See, title is displaying. If you click on this title, I'm going to display some react.js or vue.js here or some tail event CSS. I'm going to write here. If you go to, if you want to see this, how it is changing, we have to see using the console.title. Console.title. Go to browser and inspect, inspect this one console. Once reload this, refresh this one. See, first time it is showing the empty. Why? Because of this code itself, I have written the empty only use state. That's why it is showing the title is empty. If you want to see message clearly, see, I'm going to mention here some message like title. See, title empty. You can reload this one title. If you want to here react.js. See, it is like title react.js. It is showing like a react.js. First REA. Why it is showing like this? Due to on change of every, like every key, on change of every key, it should be updated. The subtitle should be updated. For like that, we have to reload the into the our title also, document dot title also. For that, I'm going to use one hook called useEffect hook. First, I'm going to import that hook. Import that hook. This is this before going to see this hook app dot eraser eraser dot io. This hook before this using the hook we have to study some things like this hook has a this use effect hook has a three variations. This hook have a we want to decrease medium large. This use effect this use effect hook has a three variations. First one is first one is it will render the on every change. First one is uh, like how I'm going to explain. First one is use effect without dependency dependency array without any dependency array. First first this one like first variation. Here I'm going to continue variations. Okay. What is the syntax for this? For syntax, I'm going to show the syntax also. Syntax for delete this one. Uh, I'm going to syntax. I'm going to show the syntax here. Syntax. Use effect. Use effect hook with logic. I'm going to write use effect logic with no dependency array. This one is the first syntax. This is the first variation or first syntax. You can call it as. Here we are going to write. Here we are going to write logic. Logic of HTTP calls or some other or timer functions. We have no timer functions. I'm loading shortcut or DOM manipulations. DOM manipulations. We are going to write here in the logic. Same thing. The second variation. Where is the second variation? Second variation is use effect. Use effect with empty empty dependency. Empty dependency array. Here I'm going to explain one thing here. When it is low, when it is executed, this use effect first this use effect has a three variations. Like one is a use effect without dependency array. First thing. Like one thing I have missed here. When it is run, when it is executed or when it is run. Uh, when it is run means it is executed. It is executed when first reload and every changes in the component, every state changes in the component, every state or props changes in the component, props changes in the component. It is executed like first thing is use effect without dependency array. It is executed or run when first reload or first loading of the application or component and every state or props changes in the component. It is load. This syntax is this one use effect callback function, logic of HTTP calls, timer functions, and DOM manipulation. You can think anything like or implementation of plugins. This one. Second thing is use effect with empty dependency array. Use effect with empty dependency array. Duplicate this one. Duplicate this one. It is executed. It is it is executed only. It is executed only first first load of component. It is executed only first reload of component, first reload of component. We are going to see the syntax. Syntax, I'm going to copy. Syntax. Duplicate this one. this one empty dependency array. This one is a second variation. Like third variation is use effect with some dependencies array. Use effect with some dependency array. Like if you see syntax, if you see when it is executed only first reload. It is executed only first reload of component, and dependency when dependency dependency array changes. Dependency array elements changes. Use effect with some dependency array is executed. It is executed only first reload of component and when dependency array elements changes. This is the third variation. Syntax for this third variation is Control D for the duplication of this one. Here we are going to pass state or props. We are going to pass the state or props. It is a syntax. This is the third variation. There is a one more thing is we are going to study while studying the after completion of these three things we are going to study that one. Like first we are going to here use the first variation. Use effect hook document dot title. We are going to use this one. In this we are going to write title. Don't forget this one. Dollar title message. If you observe this one in the document.title means we are going to change this title. You see message here message we are getting, but if you try to even see if you observe this one, so once refresh, sorry, once reload this one. Once reload this one, if you observe this here, if you observe here in the title, here title message, when the I'm changing, when I'm typing the input here, see react.js. See here react.js is visible. Like, if you remove this one, here also it's removing. Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS. See. And not only this, if you want Angular.js. This one it is. There is a uh, uh, one more, uh, one more issue is there. But use effect without any dependency is issue is there. If you see here, I'm using here one console dot title. Here I'm using one console dot title. If you uh, go to the browser, title I'm mentioning Tailwind CSS. See, here it is displaying when the input is changing. Here I'm going to write one more title. I'm also displaying here also. Okay, type here. See, Tailwind also display title input type Tailwind CSS. Here also displaying and here also displaying. But I'm going to here defining one more this one. Remove this one and this one div and another div here. First, here I'm writing the one more app called counter counter. For this count, I'm going to take one more use state const count comma set count equal to use state. I'm making the initial value as 0. I'm going to show one issue with the use effect without any dependency. That's why I'm writing this one. For that, add button here, add. One is remove. See, two buttons I'm going to mention. If you click on this one, if you click on this one, we are going to use one callback function called set count of count plus one. This one is one more callback function on click of one more callback function of set count of count minus one. Count minus one. If you observe this, what is the issue with what is the issue with I'm going to title for the message sake, for the clear message sake, I have mentioned this title column title for clear purpose. See, you reload this one. See, it is observed. Why it is running twice due to the strict mode in the index.css. Not index.css, main.jsx. Remove this one and strict mode. Remove this strict mode. Remove this one not required. And see, reload this one. It is observed one time. If you use tailwind CSS, observe this one here also in the title page, in the title also, in the document title also. See, tailwind CSS message. If you observe this one also, here also displaying. But here in the add and remove, write some space here for this one, remove this one. In the here, I'm going to put some ampersand NBSP ampersand NBSP. For the spacing purpose, I'm writing in this one. See, if you go to here, see, tailwind CSS is here. If you want to write once again, here I'm going to write Angular JS. Angular JS. If you observe this one once again, see it is here a title Angular JS message is observing. In the title also it is it is changing like A-N-G uh, ANGI like this one is mentioned. But what is the issue with the use effect without dependency means we have already discussed here in the eraser in the this one in the first variation. It is executed when first reload and every state or prop changes in the component. Every state means this is in the one state. This is input is the one state we have given. This count is one state. How to know the state? We have here written the two states like title is one state. This one is one state. This counter is one state. Counter is one state. See, if you change, like if you click on this one, for this also it is changing. If you click on once again, see, if you counter also count from count state also changing, it is for count change also changing. It is changing. That it is reloading the use. It is calling executing the use state. This is the degradation here. Like it is a one issue with use effect with without any dependency. But we don't want that type of issue. Only if you want only title change means it is going to change the document dot title. Only only count change means that the use effect will be executed. In we want with that case, we are going to discuss in the future. If you see here, it decreasing means it is in like title is executed. This use effect is if we increase the count means it is executed. See, not only one state. If you use the any state like it have the other states also like timer function also set. Like in that case also, this use effect will be executed. If you work with one more thing, use effect, use effect, document dot title, document dot title, title, message, console dot title of title. Here I'm mentioning, but now I'm going to only single dependency array. Like sorry, without depend with it empty dependency array is when it is executed means no dependency array executed every state change, every state or props changes, state or prop changes. No dependency array. Use effect with no dependency array. Use effect with no dependency array is executed every state or prop change in component, but this one executed this use effect we have already discussed, but once again use effect without with sorry with no dependency or without dependency array also we can mention without dependency array or with empty dependency array. This one is with empty dependency array. With empty dependency array is executed only when first reload, first reload, first reload of app, first reload of first reload of component, first reload of component. We are going to see. If you observe this one, see if you reload this one, this message is showing here. If you give tailwind CSS, tailwind CSS, see it is rendering. Its title is rendering, but it is message is not updating. Why means here also see in the here title also not updating. Why it is not changing? Tailwind CSS or Angular JS. See, still it is not updating. Why? It is this use effect with empty dependency array is executed only one time. Only one time when it is only first reload of component, first reload of component. If you mention instead of this title, if you mention count also, here also count, count, see, it is mentioning 0. Once again, reload means 0 message and 0. If you increment this one also, it is not changing. If you increment this also, here not change, here 0 messages, here count also 0 message. If you decrease also, here not change. If you remove this dependency, If you remove the dependency, it is showing the on second reload. It is showing, see, is here in the console it is changing. In this here title also it is changing 7 messages, count also 7 messages. If you decrease this one, see here 0 messages, see here. If you negative also possible. Why we haven't written the condition for the negative. If you reload, see, is display. If you give here, see if you reload, if you add the count also, if you remove the count also, here no change because of it is reloaded only one time. If you here change to the 5 instead of the count initial stage as a 0, but instead of this 0, I am mentioning here type 5. If you reload this one, first reload this one, localhost 5173. If you reload the one, count is 5 and this message was title also 5. See, if you increase the count with 20, 21, 22, 23, see, it is not changing. Why? Because of it is reloaded with the initial value, first reload only. But there is a one case when this it is a use effect is a executed. When it is a use effect is executed. After like I'm going to show the how it is executed. Like first, here I'm going to write. First, I'm going to take one square bracket, rectangle process. Second box I'm going to take. First, first I'm going to application is app reload or uh, or component something like, or you can take the app component only. App component, it is long. You can take the app component is reload. When the app component is reload, first it is app component is reload. Here we going to reload. App component is reload. First it will or first it will loads the UI. First it will first app components is reload. First loads the UI. First first it will do the uh, like use state. These all are work like executed. First loads the UI into the loads the UI into the UI UI render UI render UI render. Then it will execute the use effect. Then uh, then it will execute the not this one. Then it is execute the use effect. Use effect. Execute the use effect. Through use effect, if we have any state change, through this in the use effect, any state change means any API calls or any state change. In the API calls any use state change. Due to the state change, again it will load the UI. Again it is loads the UI. Observe this. Where is the arrow? We take this arrow. I'm taking once again this one. This will load the UI again. UI render. UI render. This is the like use effect will be executed. Like use effect will what is the this is the actual use effect will be run. If you see, if you observe this, app first app component will be executed. Then UI will be rendered. First app component will be executed. In that app component, what is the states? What is the initial value for the states? It is executed. That's one. Then where is this one? Uh, First app component will be executed. Then it is rendered the UI. Then after rendering the UA, then it is show the use effect hook. Then UA will be rendered. In the use effect, if you take any changes in the state, like state changes, then it is going to execute the render the UA. We are going to see using the this use effect hook. See, we are going to write one more. Hmm, I'm going to write timer activity. I'm going to take this one as a timer activity JSX RFCE RAFCE timer activity. In this, I'm going to first use state. See this use state of I'm taking this initial value as a 0. I'm going to take for this. I'm going to take here time set time to take this one. First, I'm going to take use effect with empty square brackets with empty array empty dependency. In this, first I'm going to time of this one. In this one I'm going to take in the heading of timer activity. In this timer activity, I'm going to call the time also. Time also. In this, I'm going to write the button click of increment. I'm going to write. Every time add I'm writing, but now I'm going to write increment, increase. On click of here set time of time plus 1. Set a time of time plus 1. See, first here in the console dot log of time, here also I'm mentioning time component reload time. Reload time I'm mentioning here. Here I'm writing time component reload time. Here use effect reload time. Use effect reload time. Here dependency I'm first I'm without sorry with empty square bracket first I'm going to pass. If you go to the app section, I am going to comment this one and I'm going to import timer activity. It is imported automatically timer activity. You remove this one, the timer use effect is not defined, comma use effect. See, first, if you see here in the, if you see, observe in the console of the browser, component reload time is 0 and user reload time is 0. See, if you go to the once again, our application, the timer activity in this, first I have in the line by C, first I have use state of, then I have use effect. After use effect, I have mentioned the component reload time. After this one, I have written the doc like this one, this UA render, UA render. But if you observe here, first it is rendering the, first it is rendering the our UA. Through this, we have know that first it is rendering the UI. It is not executing. This use effect is not executing. When it is executing after rendering, after execution of UI render, this UI render execution completed, then it is executing this use effect. This use effect is executing. If you observe this one, once again, here I'm mentioning the, in the dependency also, in the dependency also, see if you once again, increase this one, see this here also, this component is rendering first, then it is rendering the user effect. So once again, say 2, if we increase this one 3, this first it is going down, this one, if we here mention here set timeout also, we observe this one clearly. After 1 second, if you observe this one also, see, first reload of, after 1 second it is displaying. If we increase this, see, if we once again increase, first it is component reloading, then use effect is reloading. See, we are going to use one API JSON. If you want to learn this one clearly, we are going to work with a one placeholder, one website in the browser like JSON placeholder. In this, we are going to have the some APIs like users and the to-dos, albums, and we are going to work. This is a small API like slash user JSON placeholder dot tpcode dot com slash users. Copy this one and go to here. We are going to create one more here user list dot jsx. For this, I'm copying this one. Or if you want, RAFCE. In this, here, first to bring out the these two dependent, these two import these two. Use state and use effect. Use effect. For that, first user list, comma, set user list. User list, comma, set user list. This one I'm writing as a one state of with empty, or you can take a null also. Then I'm going to write the use effect hook. use effect hook. In this hook, I'm going to write an empty dependency array. Here I'm going to fetch or get users. This function I'm going to call. For this, I'm going to write one function called get users of a sync of, or I'm going to write then catch method uh, get users here fetch fetch function. Actually, fetch function is coming from the uh, browser APIs. Fetch function. Here I'm going to write our API dot then of it will give the response. I'm going to return this response.json also in this. Then it will give the actual result. This API data. It will this result will give the if you want to see to use the console.result console.log of result. If you go to the first here user list or user list of data user list here first I'm going to see the data whether it is coming or there. I'm going to the my Git application. I think I have to change it. Go to the app.jsx, change here from change here timer function to user list. Go to the browser. See, user list is uploaded. When it is reloading, after UA render, it is calling the user factor. See, it is having the 0 to 9. It is having the 10 objects. See, names are Lenny Graham and Elby Hawley. These are names of the users. If you want to display these users, we can use the, I'm going to the user list. In the, instead of console, I'm going to update the set user list of result. Set user list of result. If you want to display that data, if you want to display that data, here I'm going to take one div of, we are going to display the every data. For that, I'm going to use the user list.map function of each user list.map of each user. Agent, I'm going to use the user name. Adding, I'm going to use the username of user dot user dot name, user dot username, and email. I'm going to take these three things. I'm going to take first user dot name, user dot username, and user dot email. So we have the age also. I think age is not there. ID I'm going to take first. User dot ID. First, I'm going to take this one, user dot name. In the second H2 section, email, user dot email. I'm going to mention. If you go to the here, see it is reloading. If you want to refresh this one, see warning, it is each child have in here in the my user dot id. The key I'm going to as unique. Once again, refresh this one user name column length graph. Here in this, I'm going to write one timer set a timeout function for that to show someone thing here. Going to take 3 seconds, 3000 milliseconds. See, if we reload this one, see, react user list is displaying but I want to display one message here like user dot length of 0 or dot length of 0 equal to 0. I'm going to here I'm going to write one thing called list of no users found. I'm going to write this one. If you go to this one, user is not, I think, user list, spelling mistake, use not user list. If you see, no user found. After 3 seconds, no user found. First it is display. After 3 seconds, it is load the data. We have to must and should write this one. Like not only according to our application rendering, we have to write the conditional render according to data, whether it is data or not. Sometimes I'm removing these time intervals. I'm removing the time intervals. It is refresh very fastly. It is rendered very fastly. Due to that, the message is not able to see. See, it is refreshing very fastly. See, if you see username, Leningram, and email is this one, like 123. ID also are displaying. That's why it is showing the 123 see up to 10. Like this, it is performed. There is a one more thing we have to study in the use effect. What is that? What is that one means? Cleanup function. What is that? Use effect. Use effect with cleanup function. Cleanup function. Cleanup function. How it is there? The syntax for cleanup function. First, we are going to see when it is cleanup function is executed. This cleanup function is executed. It is executed or this cleanup function, this cleanup function is executed or executed run when only, run only, run uh, to have to, we have to unsubscribe some things, unsubscribe or deallocate, locate memory or deallocate memory space or refresh the clear intervals, refresh the clear intervals, clear intervals. We are going to use these cleanup functions. If you see the syntax also, syntax, syntax, you see syntax, use effect with use effect, logic, logic of HTTP calls. HTTP calls. In this return, here we are going to write our cleanup function. This one is a cleanup function. This one is a cleanup function. Next one, I'm closing the callback function dependency array. Dependency array. Dependency array. Dependency array. See. Once again, I'm reporting cleanup function. Use effect with a cleanup function. When it is used means this cleanup function is executed run. We have to unsubscribe some things or that deallocate the memory spaces or refresh the clear intervals or remove the clear intervals. Such type of kind of activities we have to use the cleanup functions. If you see the syntax, use effect of callback function. First, we have to write the logic of what we have to execute, and then we have to write the cleanup function, return cleanup function, and dependency array. If you go to the use effect, here I'm going to timer activity. Here in this only I'm going to write one cleanup function. Here I'm going to write console.log of cleaning up cleaning up of time. Cleaning up of time. If you see this, here we have written with the dependency array, one dependency array. If you remove this one, you can remove or comment this one. We go to the browser, go to the read application, see where we have the okay, JSX, and uncomment this one and comment this user list. See, if we go to the browser once again, see timer is there. If we click on this one, see, first it is executing the use effect first with a 0. Then if you increment this one, it is executing the cleanup function. It is cleaning the previous one, cleaning the previous state. Then it is again reloading the first state reloading the first state like 1. If we increment to the 2 to 3, it is cleaning that previous state of 2 and reloading the 2, say 3, third one, reloading the incrementing with the 2, say 3. This will go into, like if you click on this one, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, then it will perform the first clean up the activity, then it is going to execute the new first state. Like this, it is going to perform. If you in the timer activity, remove this one. In the timer activity, if you remove this one and at this time, and if you execute, reload this one. See, if you click on this one, why it is not it is why it is not cleaning up. See, because of with array empty dependency array with empty dependency array, it will only execute only one time. That's why it is not going to execute this one. Next time, this use effect will not be executed with why I have mentioned here empty dependency array. That's why it is not going to. Then it is going to execute. Then it is going to execute. When means when the component is unmount, component will unmount from the our app. If you see in the here title, or I'm going to for this I'm going to write. Uh, I'm going to create one base.jsx base.jsx FCE here This is a base component. We can call it the base component. Here, if you want to see this here, title, not title, what is we have mentioned? Timer activity, timer activity. See, in the app.jsx, the app.jsx, I'm removing this one. I'm removing this one instead of this. I'm going to render the base base component from the use effect. Let's render this one. See, this base component is imported use from the use effect. If you remove this one, I'm going to remove this one and this one. See, if you observe this one, where is here react with base component in this timer. You see, time is implemented. When we want this, we are going to remove this one and I'm going to send it to the time through props. And not only this one, I'm going to send the with the timer function also at a time. This one I'm going to send through the props. The one type of conditional rendering only. See, if you observe this one, I'm mentioning here, this is a called state lifting also. This is concept of state lifting. We have learning the lot of concepts, state lifting, and two concepts, conditional rendering, conditional rendering. We're going to study conditional rendering also. This is called state lifting. This one here in the timer function, we are going to send the time equal to time, time equal to time, and set time equal to set time. We are going to send these two things with this. If you go to the here, I know. In the base, we have to must and should collect this one. This one use state of comma, not full stop. Okay, remove this one, not required here. Unnecessary imports is not required. Remove that one. And once refresh this one, see if we increase this one, it is timer activity is increasing. See, use effect is not reloading. When it is going to reload, when it is going to reload, means here I'm going to write in the base, in the base, in the base, when timer less than 0, it is going to render. Or on timer less than 10, it is going to render when the timer, I'm calling it as a timer, but you can call as a counter or count. Can take it as anything, but I'm going to call it as a time. When the time is less than 0, the component should be mount. When the time equal to 10 and greater than 10, the component should be vanished. Because of I have mentioned here end operator. Only the time it is decrease the only less than the 10, like only less than the 10, it is going to show the this timer this like timer activity only going to show only less than the 10. But if you increment this one, if it comes to the 9 to 10, but this timer activity will be gone, like because of this function is not this condition is not satisfied. We are going to see in the browser itself. Here, see, once we refresh this one, click on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you click on this one, see, this react with bundle base component. This is gone. Like timer function is gone. Which one is gone? This. timer activity is gone. This one is gone. It is showing also cleanup activity. We are going to do instead of this one, one thing here. I'm going to comment this one. I'm going to put one helper function. I'm going to take in the helpers. In this helper, I'm going to take one file called db connection. Actually, the real-time db connection.js. Here, I'm going to export this function called db connection. I'm going to show this in the it will return. I'm going to write some dummy functions. It will return the object of two things like connect and disconnect. Two functions. Connect is one function and disconnect is one function. Console dot of db connection successfully. db connection successfully. Connect, comma, disconnect. Disconnect of console dot of log db connection db connection db disconnected db disconnected successfully. I am not required. Disconnected successfully. Or you can mention that db disconnected also. db disconnect also mentioned. We have exported. We have to in the use effect in this. First, we are going to import that one. Which one we are going to import? Import of db connection in this connect equal to this db connection. It is returning object. This db connection is returning. This db connection is returning this object. This object contains two things, two functions. One is a connect function and another one is a disconnect function. If you use the use effect with empty square brackets, empty dependency array. First, I am going to exclude connection. Sorry, what is this? Con dot connect function. First, I am going to execute this one. This one is execute only first time. The second one, there is a cleanup function. In this cleanup function, I am going to execute connect dot disconnector. This function I am going to execute. If you go to the this, see, if you go to the this DB connection successfully. DB is connected successfully. So, DB disconnected. Definition. Yeah. Then see first this one. Okay. DB connection successfully. Then we want that DB is disconnected. We have to here return the render also. Here we have where is here when the time is less than 6, changing with the 10 to 6, this timer function is going to show the when the it is going to vanish, it is going to unmount, or it is simply talk this, it is going to unmount when it is greater than the 6 or it is equal to 6. If you mention if you greater than only 6 means I'm going to mention the greater than or equal to 6, less than time is less than or equal to 6, it is going to show the timer activity. When it is greater than the 6, it is going to unmount this. If you unmount this timer activity, use effect will be executed. This cleanup function will be executed. At the first time, this connection is going to initiated. See, at the first reload, first render, this connection, DB connection successfully. This will be after incrementing this timer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 also I'm going to mention then the condition equal to 6, less than or equal to 6. If you want to increase this one 7, this db connection, it is going to show that db connection is disconnected. Disconnected means it is executing the unmount phase. It is unmounted, and it is this db like this db is disconnected, showing from the cleanup activity. They have to clean up the things. I'm going to show one more thing here using the set time interval. For example, for this, using the set time interval, there is a one function called set interval. See, observe this one. If you observe this one, in this console dot of timer activity loading, timer activity loading will be loading. In this, after every 1 second, it is going to execute in the empty dependency array. For this, I'm going to show how the cleanup activities work. See, if you go to the browser and if you once again refresh this one, see, this timer activity is working. See, it is going to incrementing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, say 9. If you increase this timer, this see. But for this, I'm going to write instead of this one, I'm going to change the logic here. Instead of this, I'm going to write one button click here. Due to that button click, I'm going to write toggle timer time activity. Toggle time activity. For that, I'm going to write one more use state. Const of set toggle equal to use state of false or true. I'm mentioning here. I'm writing button here on click of set toggle previous state. I'm writing differently. We have already know previous, not of previous. Will toggle mention. For this, I'm going to write toggle and timer activity. I'm mentioning. I'm going to pass the two props also. One is time, another one is set time. Set time. These two things we are going to pass. If you observe in the, if you observe in this here, see this timer is changing. Like the user effect is executed. Due to that, this time set interval is called executing 10, 11, 10. If you toggle this one, see again that component is not there. The component is unmounted. Due to that, why how it is unmounted? Toggle. We have changed it to first initially it is true. Then we have changed it to we have here toggle that not of true means false it is. False of false and timer it is unmounted due to this component. Due to this false it is unmounted. Get unmounted. Here it is gone. Here still it is executing. If you once again click this, uh, once again click this, again we got the timer activity with 0. See, here it is executing. It is fastly executing. See, if a 6 68 and 0 to 2 and 74 to 76 it is executing. Why it is executing twice? Because of previous one also, that like due to the previous state. Like previously we have that we did that we mounted and unmounted. Due to that unmounting state, this timer is not gone. That time interval is still executing. If you once again I'm going to show. First I have rendered this. First I have rendered the component. First I have reloaded the application. Due to this reload, this set timeout, this timer activity in the use state, this is timer activity loading is working. See, it is changing slowly, like 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, that like that. It is executing. If you click on this toggle timeout, it is vanished. Due to this, it is changed from the true to false. If you click on this one, but still it is executing in the backend. How it is executing? We haven't written the not cleanup function for the set intervals. If you click on this one, see it is executing very fastly. So see very fastly it is executing. If you once again toggle this one, it is still executing. If you once again run, see, it is executing very fastly. See, 7 to 8, 9, 10, it is executing like this. See, if you click on this, it's very fastly it is executing like this. How it is executing? That inside application, we haven't written any cleanup function. Further, it is executing very fastly, but due to that, performance will be degraded and uh, it will take the lot of resources. It is consume the resources. For that, we have to write the one reference here. Use timer const timer. I have taken here. We have to use the clear. There is a function called clear interval. We have to must and should in the cleanup function, we have to must and should write the clear interval within the empty dependency array. After when the component is unmounted from the application or from the app, it will call the clear interval and it will clear the set interval. This it will clear the set interval. When the component is mounted rashly, it is again running the consume the refresh. How it is in the previous how we have connected and disconnected, like that it will go into it will go into same like if you see in the browser. If you once again refresh this one, see timer activity is taking like running 4, 5, 6. If we click on this one, see timer activity is stopped. See, 7 it is stopped. It is not running. Why? Because of we have performed some deallocations. Deallocations means we have removed we have did the clear intervals. We have deallocation means removing the resources. It is consuming the resources uh, because of this without writing the this cleanup function. If you write the cleanup activity like cleanup functions, we have to deallocate the memory space. It is consuming the some memory space. Uh, Due to that memory space, its performance will be degraded. If you use the this cleanup activity in the clear intervals or unsubscribing things, we have to use the we have for that it will stop the like timer activity. If you again toggle this one, it is again start from the 8, 9, 10. If you again see for toggle, you want to stop, if you toggle this one, it is stopped. At the time of 15 intervals, it is stopped. If you want to start again, see and start 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. If you click on this one toggle, it is stopped at the 20 intervals. For 5 intervals, we function like this. If you go here, if you comment this one, if you uncomment here also same thing. Once again, I'm repeating this one connection and disconnection, same thing. First, it is connected. DB connection successfully. See, after toggle, DB disconnected. Once again, toggle DB connection successfully. If you want to press this one, DB disconnected. Due to this some small button, we are going to achieving the mounting and unmounting. It is called as conditional rendering. We have to deallocate. We have to must and should deallocate. We have already seen here. Cleanup function is executed or run when we have to unsubscribe or unsubscribe. I mentioned here. Yeah, sorry for spelling mistake. We have to unsubscribe or deallocate the memory space or refresh the clear intervals. These things we have to for these things we have to use the use effect with cleanup function. Not always it is required. This cleanup function not always is required. So for sometimes some things we have to require. But according to our application, according to our usage, we have to perform this cleanup activity. In the next session, we are going to study the one more use effect, use hook. One more hook we are going to study, React hook. In the next session, if you like my content, if you like my explanation, we are going to please like and subscribe my channel and support my channel.